Good evening. Welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. Kevin Smith here. Let's get to the news in detail. ExxonMobil Ghana's government and public affairs advisor Janelle Prasad said that the company has ordered a new flash gas compressor, which is expected to arrive later this year. Her comment followed questions on ExxonMobil's enforcement of provisions in the Liza Phase 1 environmental permit, which requires equipment sparing. The company had flared gas all year in 2020, but is only now reporting an order of a new third-stage compressor after its equipment failed for the third time. The company revealed yesterday that the compressor, the inlet silencer, and necessary spare parts have arrived at the manufacturer's workshop in Germany. ExxonMobil estimates that the diagnosis for the defective compressor would take about 8 weeks. In the meantime, ExxonMobil claims it will work as much as it can to find other ways to reduce flaring, if possible. In other news, Suriname authorities, acting on information provided to them by their Guyanese counterpart, have obtained the boat captain accused of abandoning 3 Guyanese on a sandbank in the Kaieteur River. Sources divulged that the boat captain and the man that works with him turned themselves in to authorities in Suriname. 48-year-old Sharida Hussein, Alwin Joseph, and 75-year-old Babouni Hariar were reportedly dropped off on a sandbank in Kaieteur waters around 2 hours on Tuesday. The trio had boarded the boat in Nikeri, Suriname. However, although they had gotten close to home, they never made it back to their relatives. Police confirmed yesterday that 2 bodies have since been recovered. They have been identified as Alwin Joseph and Babouni Hariar. Meanwhile, more than $200 million earned from oil revenues currently sits in Guyana's Natural Resource Fund, which with the most recent payment made back in January. This was the disclosure of Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo during his most recent press briefing, which was held on Tuesday. He relayed that in total, $206.6 million or 43.1 billion Guyana dollars is currently in Guyana's NRF. That figure also included the latest royalty payment of $8.3 million received last month. And now let's tell you, ExxonMobil and its Stabroek Block partners, Hess and CNOOC, are already considering their 5th production development in the Stabroek Block, though they haven't even completed the field development plan for their 4th intended development. Moreover, the companies haven't brought the 2nd and 3rd developments on stream earlier. This planned pace of development appears to be in keeping with plans the company announced to have 5 oil vessels operating in the Stabroek Block by 2026 and further potential considerations for as many as 10 in an undetermined period. And now let's tell you, it was a chaotic scene yesterday after grieving relatives took the corpse of a slain bandit, 22-year-old Sherwin Philly, in a casket and placed it in front of the Sparendam police station. Philly was shot by police on January 29th last while resisting arrest. His relatives claimed that he was not a wanted man but instead murdered by police ranks. They tried to break into the station, but ranks there armed themselves and stood guard at the door. Relatives even showed reporters a police badge they claimed to have found in the dead man's underwear. The man on the badge was Ford, and relatives said that he was the only one who might have assaulted and shot Philly. In other news, during a virtual meeting today, Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat presented Mr. Jairo Valverde, resident representative of the United Nations Development Programme, or UNDP, with a copy of Guyana's draft local content policy. The minister also used the opportunity to further talks on continued support in the areas of local content and strategic planning for the natural resources sector. Minister Bharat was keen to note that the government will be working on its legislative agenda, along with placing focus on institutional strengthening, capacity building, and local content. And now let's tell you, as he unveiled the country's national defense policy, President Irfaan Ali proclaimed yesterday that Guyana will not be a pawn or puppet of any foreign power when it comes to the establishment of military bases on its shores. President Ali was at the time making his inaugural address to the annual officers' conference of the GDF. He outlined that the policy is tailored to enhance civilian and military connection, improve soldiers' welfare, and to fortify the country's defense in line through the acquisition of aircrafts and marine vessels while cultivating international relations. And moving on, the Ministry of Health kick-started its COVID-19 immunization program today at the Georgetown Public Hospital using the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, which was donated by Barbados. The first person to be injected with the vaccine was a pharmacist attached to the facility, Burnett Bernarai. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony referred to it as a significant moment in history. Other frontline workers at the Georgetown Public Hospital received the vaccine, and then the team moved on to the Lillian-Dahl Infectious Disease Hospital on the east coast of Demerara, where frontline workers were also immunized. And that brings us to the end of this evening's newscast. I am Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.